Hey guys, today we are going to be trying out a foundation. It is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. This is an affordable foundation you can find at the drugstore. If you are interested in seeing how this applies and wears throughout the day, then keep on watching. Okay guys, I have got you super zoomed in so that hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm seeing as I apply the foundation. And as mentioned, we are going to be applying the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, and what is great about this is that it's $6. You can find it at the drugstore. It's easily accessible. The shade range isn't that great, as with most drugstore foundations in general, but if you can find your shade, I remember this being a good one. I haven't used it in quite a while, so like I said, I'm going to start doing more and more foundation reviews just because I have a lot, and a lot of them I can't really remember exactly how they performed, and then there are so many new ones that are coming out. You know, one that could have been my favorite may fall a little shorter on the list now. So I just figured this would be good for me and for you guys if it's helpful. I know I love foundation reviews. Like I said, foundation is one of my all-time favorite makeup products ever because I have acne-prone skin. I tend to get like cystic acne, acne where you can't even, pop it or anything like that. It's like deep under the skin. It lasts longer than it normally would. A lot of the times it leaves scarring, like a lot. Like I don't have active acne on my face right now, like zero active acne, and this is what my face looks like. So I mean, I have like a lot of redness, like I have this like hormonal breakout that's like going away now, but I mean, like all of this is like scarring. So I have just a lot of scarring, a lot of texture. I have a lot to cover in general. So when I feel like I have so much to cover that if you don't, and I am saying a foundation is good, then it should be like amazing to you. So I hope it's helpful. Let me know down below if you enjoy foundation reviews as well and like what some of your favorite ones are. I would love to try them out. So currently the only thing that I have on my face is my moisturizer. So I am going to go in with a primer, and this is actually an affordable primer as well. I'm using the Wet n Wild Dewy primer, and their Photo Focus primer is actually like one of my favorites. I've used two of those completely up. It reminds me a lot of the Laura Geller Hydrating Primer. So it is definitely a good affordable option. Now the Dewy one, I haven't used this one in a while either, but I remember this, oh yeah, being super, super luminous. And yeah, as you can tell, it really is. It's almost like you're putting a highlighter on your face, which I have done before. There is nothing wrong with that. It really gives you like a lit from within glow, which I quite enjoy, especially when you're going to be using like a more matte type of foundation, and that is what I remember this foundation being, is a more matte. Alright, so now that I am glowing, we can apply the foundation. Now, I thought it would be helpful as well to do kind of like half with a sponge and then half with a brush, because some foundations, it really does matter, how you apply it. Like it can have completely different finishes. So I thought that that would be helpful. So on this side of my face, I will do a sponge, and then on the other side, I will do a brush. Now, as I said, I have the shade Porcelain, and it's a decent match for me. You can tell there, I mean, it's very close to my skin color. So I'm going to start with about that much, and then we'll see if I need to apply more. Alright, so let's start with the sponge side, and I am going to like rub this on my face a little bit just to get the product in the general area that I want to apply. And then I'm going to go in with my sponge and kind of pounce that out. And again, I'm using my Ulta sponge. Actually, this is a new one. I had a backup pack because I love it so much. And I still stand by that. It's a great, affordable option. Okay, so you can still see, like, I definitely have some stuff still coming through. So off the bat, I would just say this is like a medium coverage. Like, that's it, just base medium. So I'm going to see if I can apply a little bit more and see if that will cover. And I'm just going to go straight in with the Beauty Blender here. Alright guys, so all of that I put on my hand is now gone. So it does look like you have to use kind of a lot of this. But I will say, you know, even with me applying more, it doesn't look cakey at all. So I can appreciate that. Okay. And I'm looking down because there is a mirror right in front of me if you're curious. Alright, so it did cover up a little bit more. On most people, this probably would be a full coverage. And still, for me, I mean, it is pretty covered. All the coloration is gone. It's really just the texture that is coming through at this point. So I would say that this is buildable to full. Alright, so I'm happy with that coverage. And you can see the difference. Like, oh, this side looks so much better. Alright, so let's even things up. I'm going to put a little bit more on my hand. And I am also going to be using an e.l.f. brush. This is like one of my all-time favorite brushes, and I think that this retails for about $6 as well. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I've used it so many times that the writing has almost worn off here. But it is just like a densely packed brush, and it is fantastic for blending out your foundation. I really enjoy it. I also have like the Real Techniques buffing brush, and I like this one more. So, I mean, I do have other brushes. It's not like this is the only one that I have, you know. But this is the one that I keep out. Like, I have a bag of brushes that I keep under my sink. So, I mean, I have plenty of brushes. This is the one that I keep out. For if I do want to use a foundation brush. And I always do on my eyelids. I know some people leave that area bare. I've just always done that. Okay. I think that it looks more like luminous on this side. You guys might not be able to tell, but the finish is looking a lot better on the sponge side for sure. This side just looks a little bit more dry. Now, I did apply a whole lot faster, I will say that, which is nice with a brush, just how quickly you can get that application. But I mean, either side looks fine. I mean, it's not a huge difference, really. I just prefer the sponge. So, what I'm going to do is just go over top of this with the sponge. And yeah, I mean, you still can tell, even with a brush, I do need to build the coverage up, because, you know, I'd still have some redness and things like that peeking through. Usually, you know, with a brush, sometimes you can get a higher coverage, a lot of the times actually. But this one, either way, regardless, you do have to build it up, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that. For $6, I do not mind that. And you're getting 1.21 fluid ounces in here as well, so you're getting more than you normally would in a foundation, because standard is like 1 ounce. So you are getting more, and it's $6, guys. I mean, foundation is one of those things that you kind of run through. So if you're on a budget, you can get full coverage with this. Okay. Alright guys, I am done applying, and I will say that I did have to use a lot of product. I had to reapply on my hand about 4 times, so that is a lot of product. Having said that, it doesn't look extremely cakey or anything like that. Like, it doesn't look cakey. So I do quite like that. Now, as far as setting goes, I applied this side first, and it is transferring a bit, so I will set it down. I'm going to go and apply the rest of my foundation. I mean, not the rest of my foundation, the rest of my makeup, and I'll pop back on here and we can go over everything that's on my face, and then we will do a wear test and see how well this foundation wears throughout the day. Now, it is 8:44 a.m. right now, so we should be able to test this out for a long period of time. So I will see you guys once I have my makeup on. Alright. Alright guys, I am back. It is 10:16 now. It's been a little bit of time, but that's because I'm trying to film multiple videos today, so I was doing that, obviously. I have got all of my makeup on, and I just want to run through what I applied. So to set the foundation, I used the Flower Beauty Powder Foundation in the shade PP2. This is a great powder foundation. I really love it. It's a great option from the drugstore. It's very high quality. It does get hard pan, which is kind of annoying, but I will deal with it because this powder is awesome. Now I have almost used it up. You can see I've already hit pan on there. For my bronzer, I pulled out the Pure Sculpting Palette, and I have also hit pan on this as well. These shades blend so well. So basically I will just take a brush, run it through all of these shades, and then apply it to my face. And these powders are so soft. They blend like a dream. They really blend on their own, basically. So with this, these you can get a 2-pack for $6.97 from Ulta. They used to have it. I think they still do. but the other set was like a highlighting set, and it is awesome as well. I will have everything that I'm mentioning linked down below, so if you're interested, check it out. It's a great deal. Both palettes are very high quality, and I love them both equally. I was testing out some products that came in my BoxyCharm for July. This was one of them. It is the Note Cosmetics Luminous Blush in the shade Desert Rose. For my highlight, I pulled out my Laura Geller Tried and True Gilded Honey. I love this highlighter. I think it blends into the skin awesome. It's not too dark for my skin either, which I think is really good. Like, I have seen deep skin tones use this, and it looks beautiful on them. And I have a very light skin tone, and I love it on me as well. So I think it's very universal. It's a great shade, great formula as well. For my eyes, I used my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and then I am wearing my Anastasia Soft Glam Palette on my eyes. I do have a tutorial coming on this eye look. If it's already up, I will have it linked, but if not, be on the lookout for that. For my lashes, I'm wearing the Wander Beauty Volume and Curl Mascara. This came in my BoxyCharm as well. If that video is up, I will have it linked. If not, be on the lookout. And then also came in my BoxyCharm is the Cella Eyebrow Cream. Really love this. And for my lip, I have on the Too Faced Naughty Nude, and I set everything down with my Tarte Ready Set Radiant Primer Mist. I am going to do some check-ins throughout the day. I'll try to get one in natural lighting just so we can see what that looks like, and then I will check in again at the end of the night just so we can see how everything wore, and I will be back with you guys in a bit. Hey guys, I wanted to do a check-in in natural lighting. It is about 4:30 p.m. right now, so this has been on several hours. I have, what have I done? I have cooked, I've cleaned up my house, went outside with the dog, I've taken a nap, so I've kind of, put this through some stuff, and as of right now, it's still looking good, and I was sleeping on this side of my face, so it's really held up well so far. So I will check back in with you guys at the end of the night, and we'll see how this is going. Hey guys, I wanted to give you just an extra check-in. I looked in the mirror and I noticed that it was looking a little heavy. I'll zoom in. So right now it is about 6:30. So this has been on, it's been on about 10 and a half hours at this point, so it definitely would last you a full work day, and it still looks fine from far away. Just up close it looks a little heavy. I can start to see it kind of breaking down a little bit. That is where we're at right now. I will check in with you at the very end of the night, just so we can get the final thoughts on this foundation. Alright guys. Hey guys, I'm back to do the final check-in. It is about 10:45 p.m. right now, so this makeup has been on for about 13 hours. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't doing anything super strenuous today, but I definitely wasn't taking it easy either. Since my last check-in, I've cooked again, I've ate, I've done some laundry, and it's still, the coverage is still there, guys. As you can tell, I think that this is an awesome option at the drugstore for $6. It's lasted me 13 hours through standing over a hot stove. So this one gets a thumbs up for me. I'm really glad I pulled it out and tried it again. If you guys like this, please don't forget to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're not already. I will have a bunch of other foundation reviews coming. And until then, see you next time, guys. Bye.